Okay, Israel has just bombed Qatar. Crazy stuff happening right now. You better find out why. And my question to you is, how would you react in a situation like this? I mean, you need to find out about this. What's happening, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. My name is Zack. You're welcome. This is home. Let's go. We're going to go very quickly across the world so you can find out what's happening. We need to know what's happening in the world so we can understand the direction we need to direct ourselves. Now, Israel has bombed Qatar. Here's a map. This is Israel. That is Qatar. They have bombed Qatar and destroyed infrastructure. Why? They have bombed Qatar trying to target some of the leaders of Hamas having a meeting together. You're probably asking yourself, what is Hamas? Hamas is some of the enemies of Israel. They don't like each other. I mean, they have a long history of not liking each other. However, Hamas are not people from Qatar. Hamas are people from another region. They were in Qatar. So Qatar is a third country. My question is, can you go bomb another free country because you're targeting your enemies that happen to find themselves in that country? Is that even legal? Question mark. Well, the White House has reacted. I mean, Qatar is a very good friend to the United States of America. Matter of fact, Qatar hosts some of the biggest US bases in Middle East. Now, clearly, you're probably going to think that the White House should react. Like, why would you bomb our friends? Why would you do that?
Well, I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled about it. I don't have to do that. I'm not thrilled about the whole situation. It's not a good situation. But I will say this, we want the hostages back. But we are not thrilled about the way that went down today. I'm never surprised by anything, especially when it comes to the Middle East. I'll be giving a full statement tomorrow, but I would tell you this. I was very unhappy about it, very unhappy about every aspect, and we got to get the hostages back. But I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
Well, the White House has initially said that the U.S. informed Qatar of the attack before it happened. They said, we told Qatar that Israel is just about to bomb you.
This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. President Trump immediately directed Special Envoy Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States and feels very badly about the location of this attack. President Trump wants all of the hostages in Gaza and the bodies of the dead released, and this war to end now.
But then later on, Qatar said, no, you didn't tell us. What do you mean?
The attack happened at 3:46. The first call we had from an American official was at 3:56, which is 10 minutes after the attack. And after that, President Trump has spoken with His Highness the Emir. He condemned the attack, and the U.S. government position that they have no knowledge about the attack nor any coordination about it until it started to happen.
Then Donald Trump later acknowledged that his envoy, Steve Witkoff, spoke to Qatar official, but it was too late. I mean, the United States of America, have been told by Israel that they are about to conduct an operation in Qatar, a country that holds some of your biggest military bases. And you inform Qatar just a few minutes before they operate? Is that legit? Now, why has Israel conducted this attack in Qatar? They've done it in an assassination attempt to kill Hamas top leaders.
At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas.
Okay, they were trying to kill Hamas top leaders. However, among the killed people, they missed their target. Well, Doha described Israel's attack as treacherous, noting that Hamas leaders who were targeted were discussing Trump's ceasefire proposal and their meeting was not a secret. Let me repeat myself. The Hamas people went to Qatar officially. It was not a secret. They were discussing a ceasefire proposal with Israel. Let me repeat myself once more. These people went to unite and have a discussion with Trump people on how to cease a fire against Israel. Now, in the same moment they're having this discussion about ceasing fire with Israel, Israel wants and bombed them in another country. Now, the question people are asking is, do they really want peace or not? Let me remind you here that Donald Trump tried to establish himself as a middleman between Israel and its enemies, trying to find solutions. Now, people are saying, if Trump knew that Qatar was going to be bombed, why didn't they tell Qatar in advance? And you can't say that Americans didn't know, because they have one of the biggest military bases in the Middle East in Qatar. And this military base has capacities and radar to detect any activities. So they could have told Qataris that something is happening. They didn't. Now, Trump acknowledges, well, when we were trying to tell you, it was too late. Now, is Trump really as powerful as we all think? Or he is directed somewhere by somebody? Now, Prime Minister of Israel said that, I said to Qatar and all nations who harbor terrorists, you either expel them or you bring them to justice. Because if you don't, we will.
We went after the terrorist masterminds who committed the October 7th massacre. And we did so in Qatar, which gives safe haven. It harbors terrorists. It finances Hamas. It gives its terrorist chieftains sumptuous villas. It gives them everything. And I say to Qatar and all nations who harbor terrorists, you either expel them or you bring them to justice. Because if you don't, we will.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, Qatar said to Israel, you can't lecture people about justice. You're talking about justice. What justice are you talking about? You cannot lecture people about justice. The biggest violators of justice is you.
He needs to be brought to justice. He's the one who's wanted to the ICC. That's number one. So I think that someone like him trying to lecture the world about the law, he's breaking every law. He broke every international law. He's starving people in Gaza. He's doing all these rogue actions in the entire region. What's next? What's next for him?
Now, my question to you is this one. Is America actually really being America right now? Is America as powerful as we think it is? Or is America controlled somewhere? Like, why can't America do something about this? I mean, this is very similar to what happened with Iran. Remember, America sent envoy to discuss with Iran on the nuclear program. As Iran was having discussion with Americans how to control the nuclear program, Israel went and bombed Iran. Remember that? Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. The country you don't name bombing Israel and America saying nothing. And what does that say to you about the United States of America? Can they really be trusted? I'm just asking a question. Let me know. I mean, if you got information about a bombardment that's going to happen in my country and I host your soldiers in my land and you don't tell me, and maybe you tell me at the very, very last minute when I actually cannot do anything about it, are you really a friend? Question mark. Why do you think they don't go bomb North Korea? Because they hate them anyway. They don't bomb them because they know these guys are capable. God bless.